Hi, welcome to yet another episode of A Story for Your Queries. Let's unravel the chemistry behind connections today. It's easy to have a contact, but to feel connected does not come easy. Connecting with people is now proven by research to be good for our moods and even our physical health. Maslow's famed hierarchy of needs places our need to belong as secondary only to survival needs. And the attachment theory suggests that a child needs a trusting connection with a caregiver to do as well as an adult. An old teacher was being interviewed by a young professional. The professional started interviewing the teacher as he had planned earlier. He said, "Sir, in your last lecture, you told us about contact and connection. It's a little confusing. Can you clarify it, please?" The old teacher smiled and, apparently deviating from the question, asked the young man, "Are you from this city?" "Yeah." "Who all are there at home?" Now the professional felt the teacher was trying to dodge the question because this was a personal and an unwarranted question. Yet, maintaining his equipoise, he said, "Mother has expired, father is alive, 3 brothers and 1 sister, all married." The old teacher, with a smile on his face, asked again, "Do you talk to your father?" The young professional looked visibly annoyed. The old teacher continued, "When did you talk to him last?" The young man said, "Maybe a month ago." The old teacher, "Do your brothers and sisters meet more often? When did you meet last at a family gathering?" Now the journalist was beginning to get angry. It seemed that the old teacher was interviewing him rather than his interviewing the teacher. However, he said, we met last at Eid 2 years ago." The teacher continues, "How many days did you all stay together?" "3 days, please." "How much time did you spend with your father sitting right beside him?" Now the young professional started looking perplexed and embarrassed and started scribbling something on a paper. The teacher said, "Did you have breakfast, lunch, or dinner together? Did you ask him how he was? Did you ask how his days are passing after your mother's death?" Now the journalist realized what the old teacher was driving at. Drops of tears started to flow from the eyes of the young professional. The old teacher held the hand of the journalist and said, "Don't be embarrassed, upset, or sad. I'm sorry if I've hurt you unknowingly, but this is basically the answer to the question that you asked about contact and connection. You have contact with your father, but you don't have a connection with him. You are not connected to him. Connection is between the heart and the heart. Sitting together, sharing meals, caring for each other, touching, shaking hands, having an eye contact, spending time together, these are the things that you need to do to feel connected. All your brothers and sisters have contact, but no connection with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reality today. Whether at home or in the society, everybody has lots of contacts, but there is no connection. Everybody is busy in his or her own world. Let us not maintain just contacts, but let us remain connected, caring, sharing, and spending time with all our dear ones. Now let's look at the 3 elements of connection. First, conversation. Talk to people. The people who feel neglected, feel lonely, feel touched when you speak to them with care and share things with them. Visits old age homes, Cheshire homes on a regular basis and help the community to get over the loneliness. Second, empathy and compassion are the main ingredients of the process of connection. Thirdly, introspect. Maintain a journal to check your progress. Daily reflections might help. Now for a few ways of spreading connections. Having a personal conversation about what is important to you with someone who listens and understands you. Take time off to listen to someone and feel real empathy for them. Helping someone out of the unconditional goodwill. Smiling at another smiley face who may be a stranger. but spread cheer. Sharing experience with others that involves laughter and goodwill. Thank people. Pick up a conversation. In this present world, people are only interested in looking into the mobile phones. Take note of 3 things to appreciate throughout each day and as a part of journaling on a regular basis. Let me end with a story on Charlie Todd, the comedian, who is well known for the absurd things that he does. I will say this in first person as narrated by Charlie Todd himself. One morning, I was riding the subway. I had to make a transfer at the 53rd Street stop where there are these 2 giant escalators. And it's very a depressing place to be in the morning. Crowded, but no smile on anybody's face. So I decided to try to state something that could possibly make it as happy as possible for one morning. Morning rush hour. It's cold outside. People are coming in, making their transfers, and going up the giant escalators on their way to their jobs. I had 5 performers holding up signs along the stairwell. The first one said, Rob wants. Next one said, to give you. Then a high five. Then there was a sign that said, get ready. And at the very top of the escalator was a final sign which said, Rob, and an arrow pointing down to my friend, Rob Lathan, who had his hand out ready to give a high five. So in total, as people were going up the escalator, they read, Rob wants to give you a high five. Get ready, here is Bob. And I spent a lot of time towards the top of the escalator watching. Almost everyone who left the escalator left with a smile on their face. Whether they were in the right spot to give a high five or whether they just watched from the other escalator, everybody was smiling. Rob that day gave 2,000 high fives. Any questions that you may have could be addressed to yourquerymystory@gmail.com. I shall try to answer it as quickly as I can. If the query is good, I might pick it up to feature in the next podcast. What are you waiting for? Key the query in right away. That's all for today. I'll see you next Wednesday.